Gonna pulse this up. Nope, you gotta plug it in first. Now I'm gonna pulse it up. Welcome back. So since the last time that I made freezer jam, blackberry freezer jam, it was such a success in my eyes. I really wanted to give this another go. So I got some more packets. So here we go. Went to the local farmer's market and I got some awesome blackberries. I put them in a strainer and I rinsed them. I'm going to pop them in the food processor this time. We need 4 cups. Last time I didn't use the food processor, and while I loved the taste of the jam, it was a little bit too seedy for my liking. So I want to see what the food processor will do for the consistency. So for the Mrs. Wages no cook freezer jam fruit pectin recipe, we need 4 cups of crushed fruit, fresh or frozen, 1.5 cups of sugar or Splenda. Last time I used a cup of Truvia because Truvia sweetens more than sugar. So if the recipe calls for a cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of Truvia would work well. So I tried that. I tried the 3/4 cup of Truvia instead of the 1.5 cups of sugar that the recipe called for, just making it 1/2. And it was just a little too tart for my taste. So I added that extra 1/4 cup and that was just perfect. So 1 cup of Truvia, that's what we're gonna go with for this recipe again. And then 1 pouch of the Mrs. Wages fruit pectin. Well, let's get started. We are putting our blackberries in the food processor. We need 4 cups, so I'm just gonna kind of eyeball this as we go, and then I'll take it out and measure it. These are going everywhere, but that's okay. Gonna pulse this up. Nope, you gotta plug it in first. Now I'm gonna pulse it up. Oh yeah, I don't see quite as many seeds. I'm okay with a little bit, but last time when I used just a potato masher, there was plenty of seeds in the finished product. So I'm gonna try and see if I can cut that number of seeds down just a little bit. So let me get my glass measuring cup and then we'll see where we need to go from there. That ended up being just about 3 cups, so I still need 1 cup of fruit, so we're gonna go at this again. All right, we have our 4 cups of our crushed fruits. Now I'm gonna take our Truvia, and since I did this recipe before and I really liked how 1 cup of Truvia tasted in the jam, I'm just gonna go with 1 cup again. Now that we have a cup, we rip open the Mrs. Wages fruit pectin, put that in. We need to stir really well. Now that these 2 things are mixed together, the fruit pectin and the sugar, we're gonna set that to the side. Take our bowl, pour our fruit right inside of there, scrape it out, make sure we get all that goodness into the bowl. Now we're gonna take our powder mixture, pour it into the fruit, and now we have to stir this for 3 minutes. So I stirred for the 3 minutes and I went ahead and I poured my jam into these freezer safe containers that just have a screw top lid. The recipe says that we need a 1/2 inch of headspace at least. So I just used 4 containers since there was about 4 cups of crushed fruit, and that left me a little bit over 1 cup in each container, but still plenty of headspace. And this is like a great serving for when I take it out of the freezer and put it in the fridge for us to use in 2 weeks or so for our sandwiches and yogurt and all that jazz. So now I'm going to let these rest on the countertop for 30 minutes. Once that period of time is done, then I stick them in the freezer, wait about a day or so for them to harden up, and then I can put them in the fridge. They're good in the freezer for up to a year, and once you move them into the fridge, you have a couple weeks to enjoy them. So I hope that you can make your own freezer jam and that it turns out really well for you. Feel free to experiment with the different types of sugars, with Splenda or Truvia or just regular old sugar, and see how that works for you. So happy jamming!